So it's that time again. It's update time. I finally made it to 60 days, 2 months on this journey. Don't worry about my rolls. I'm trying to show you guys, this is the darkest part of my body, my stomach and my arms. So I'm really trying to make sure that you guys get, you know, a good view. My face has always been lighter than the rest of my body. So, you know, when people make videos and they only show the face, it's kind of misleading because most of the time our faces just are a little lighter, especially if you wear makeup every day. Makeup has SPF, so even if you're not trying to lighten up, it usually is a few shades lighter. So yeah, I actually have some makeup on my cheeks, but I took it off on my chin because I wanted you guys to see. I have this bump came up probably on day 2 of taking MSM. It's been about 6 days now and nothing else new has formed, so that's really good. And the rest of my skin quality, as far as breakouts, look really good, so I'm not worried about that at all. But anyways, darkest part, yeah. Does it look like it's getting lighter? I mean, compared to my other videos, the outsides of my arm, those are a lot lighter than the insides of my arm. You guys can kind of see. I wanted to show you this. I noticed this week. Look at my hands compared to my arm. My hands are starting to lighten up faster than, and my hands and my feet. I find that really interesting. They're even getting kind of a pinkish undertone over in this area. The same with my feet. The belly's taking a little longer. The arms are working on it. I think I read somewhere that the stomach and the legs are harder to lighten than the rest of the body. I don't know if that's just for people who are lightening internally or that's for people who are using, I don't know, stuff on their skin, gels, creams, whatever. I just wanted to show you guys that. So as far as the MSM for day 6, it's flushing out toxins. It's really gross. I'm gonna get really into detail, whether you guys want all the details or not. I'm just gonna make sure that I tell you everything. Some of this stuff is really embarrassing, but we're just gonna get down into it. The day before I started the MSM, and I stopped, I'm not taking the MSM tablets. A lot of people said those have a lot of fillers, just go straight powder. So I had the powder delivered same day. It's just straight MSM. So I'm on MSM powder. FYI, just a straight powder. But where was I? So the day before I started MSM, I switched brands of glutathione. Before I was using glutathione capsules from a skin lightening company. And this company had you open up the capsules and you can pour it into water. I would just pour it straight onto my tongue and then swish it down with vitamin C. Good stuff. So I actually ran out, and when you're buying vitamin C like that, if you're doing the capsules, you need about 5 to 6 bottles. Well, 5 bottles, if you get the 30 count, gets you through 25 days. So 6 bottles will get you through a full month. It was time for me to replenish, to restock, and to hold me over, I bought just pure glutathione powder from a vitamin company. Just a little bit of it, just about 10 grams, because it was able to be overnighted to me while I was waiting for my other company. These bottles come in, and my body, I took 2,000 milligrams in the morning, like I always do. I tried to take it rectally, and I went straight to the toilet. It was so much stronger than what I'm used to, which kind of worried me. So then I compared that to another brand from another vitamin company who makes glutathione. I opened up their capsule, and their capsules are 500 milligrams each from the vitamin company. And the skin lightening company, their capsules are 1,000 milligrams each plus 500 milligrams of vitamin C. So the glutathione from the 2 different vitamin companies were pure white, cocaine white. And then from the skin lightening company, it was a little off-white. Also 500 grams from the one vitamin company, 500 milligrams from the one vitamin company was more powder than the 1,000 grams and plus the 500 gram of vitamin C. So I don't know if they're telling the truth, if it's a true 1,000 milligram serving in one capsule, but I just want to let you know that from the vitamin companies, it's like double the powder for only 500 milligrams. So I tasted it. The Skin Lightening company, you can still taste glutathione, but it isn't very strong. Though the glutathione from the vitamin companies, from both vitamin companies, taste about the same. So I'm pretty sure this whole time I've been taking glutathione, but in a much, much weaker form. Needless to say, I'm no longer taking that. So this week, I've finally, I just bought glutathione in bulk. I think I got half a kilo. I bought it from a vitamin company. If you try to go through these vitamin and supplement companies, well, first off, you're going to notice that their clientele is a lot different than that if you were to go to a skin whitening company. Their clientele, some of them are cancer patients, some of them have severe illness, others are like recovering. They take this a lot more serious, like, you know, they're doing this for their health, so they have something to lose, which is probably the type of clientele that is more trustworthy, because they can tell when something's off, when the glutathione isn't pure. They've also been taking it a lot longer, I've noticed. They don't take as high of dosage as, you know, people in the skin whitening community, but they've been taking it for longer. So they know when something's been changed or when something is off. They have much higher standards. So that's the type of community, as far as when you're going to buy something and you're looking at reviews and wondering who's using this brand, that's the type of clientele you want to see for a vitamin company. Like I said, they will not, they don't play around. If they feel like a batch is off, like, they will say it, because they have something to lose. It's their health. It's not a game. For us, it's more, this is cosmetic. It's a little more at first up front to buy bulk, but I already did the math and I'm saving hundreds. If I would have just went ahead and bought in bulk from a reputable brand to begin with, I mean, I would have saved hundreds of dollars. So sometimes just buying just a pure powder, even if I was to go and buy the capsules, or just, you know, the powder in a smaller form, like maybe only 20 grams or 100 grams from this same vitamin company, it still would have been more money. So buying from bulk from anywhere is going to be a little bit cheaper. So I guess my recommendation to you, focus on finding a reputable company, and there are places where you can send in your vitamin, your medicine, your supplement. You can send off a sample and have them do lab tests to tell you the purity and if it's cut with anything. So if you're that anal about it, or you're worried about what you're taking, then definitely go do that. I'm just glad to have figured this out. It's been 60 days, 2 months of taking weak stuff, so I definitely probably have been slowed down on my results. I probably would have had better results by now, but it's okay, because I figured it out. So it hits you stronger. It's so much more pure. So I try to take 2,000 milligrams rectally, and yeah, it sent me straight to the restroom when I was using, you know, the good stuff, the good glutathione. Therefore, I'm no longer able to do it rectally. It's too strong. I do not recommend it. If I were to continue doing it rectally, I would have to do such a small amount, like maybe only 500 milligrams at a time, dissolved in distilled water, about half a teaspoon, if not more. Which you want to be careful not putting too much water up there, because then you're just doing a drawn out mini enema, which all of that stuff has to come back out. So to do a successful rectal implant, you're using very, very little liquid. And you have to understand, it's only going the first inch to 1.5 inches in your rectum. If you put it up any higher, it does not absorb into that membrane. So that membrane in your rectum that takes the vitamins into your blood, that's only 1 inch to 1.5 inches in your rectum. So to put it up any farther, it's just gonna travel up the colon, and then of course, you know what happens in the liver, and it's processed, and you should have just ate it. It would have been the same. Just thought that I would throw that out there. My body started, this has been a rough week. It's been a rough week, but it's been a great week. my body started detoxing all over again. The first week of my glutathione journey, so back in April, I didn't know yet. I used a vitamin company the first week, and then I saw how expensive it is. And then the second week, that's when I switched to the skin whitening company. So my first week of ever taking glutathione, my body detoxed. I told you guys a little bit about that. You can go look at earlier videos. That started again this week. That shows you just how much, I don't know, more strong this glutathione is now. So it's been kind of rough. It hasn't been as bad because I told you guys my first detox, the first week, I felt a little sick for about 2 or 3 days. I was slower, felt kind of spacey, tons of flatulence. It cleans you out. So this time around, I did not feel sick. So I have been taking glutathione, but obviously, I mean, the dosage I was taking, my dosage just stayed the same. I have not increased it. I have not decreased it. It's just what I'm taking is so much more pure. So, yep. I'm back to detoxing. So what that means this time around, tons of flatulence. Tons of flatulence. I had to go to the bathroom. I wouldn't say like I was on the toilet every other hour or something, but it will clean you out. It's the worst the first 48. The first 48 were rough. And then the next day I started MSM for the very first time. MSM, for me, taking it as a supplement for the first time in my life, it pretty much has the same initial side effects as glutathione. So it made my gas even worse. This is really gross to be talking about, but I'm just gonna tell you guys everything. The weird thing is I'm not a gassy person naturally, but I'm also not a person who is regular. That means I don't go number 2 every day. So maybe that's why. So this has been kind of embarrassing. I'm glad that those first 48 I was at home and I wasn't like at work or something around people, because it does smell bad. MSM is sulfur, so it smells terrible, especially when it's coming out that way. It's getting better now that I'm into day 6. I started off with 3,000 milligrams of MSM, which I could have started with a smaller dosage, but at this point I just want to get the ball rolling. I feel like I've wasted some of my time with that other brand of glutathione. So now I'm up to 6,000 milligrams of MSM. I take 4,000 milligrams in the morning around 8 or 9, and then I take another 2,000 around 1 or 2. I do not take any MSM at night because some people say that it does give you energy and it will keep you up at night, and I don't need to mess with my sleep schedule. Though even though my cutoff for taking MSM is around 2 p.m., I don't take it any later. I have been waking up in the middle of the night this week, and that never happens to me. So it's like, what is keeping me up? I don't know if it's the glutathione now, especially since I'm taking a much more, I don't know, pure kind of glutathione. I don't know, because I still take glutathione 2,000 milligrams before I go to bed. So glutathione 2 in the morning, 2,000 milligrams, 2,000 milligrams in the afternoon, and then 2,000 milligrams right before I go to sleep. Maybe that's it. So glutathione in bulk. I bought MSM in bulk. Flatulence is getting better. Like I said, the first 48, my stomach was bloated. It hurt. I waist train every day. I was not waist training on those days. Of course, when your stomach's bloated and you feel like you have bubble guts, you're not as active. So I definitely wasn't up moving around a lot. Thank God I was at home, or it just would have been so uncomfortable. Now that it's day 6, I still have some flatulence. It's not as bad as before, but it just smells terrible. Like, it lingers. It's so gross. So I really hope that this goes away. Another thing is the MSM. The day that I started the MSM, I was having to go, number 1, having to go pee every 20-25 minutes. It was terrible. Even when I didn't feel like I had to go, like, what else is in there, I was having to go. Thank goodness I was able to find another person. She's taking MSM for her hair because it gives you crazy hair growth apparently, and she mentioned that she had to go pee a lot too. So at least I know it's kind of normal. So it's kind of gotten better as the week has gone on. I don't have to go as much, but I'm really hoping that my body gets used to it and this isn't like long-term going pee every 20-25 minutes. Like I said, my body was in detox. If you're not drinking enough water, people have said that they got the worst migraine headache in their lives. I drink a ton of water. Also, when I'm taking my supplements, I told you I always take distilled water when I was doing the rectal implants. Well, I learned this week that distilled water pulls out any nutrients that it touches. So if you're taking with your vitamins or your supplements, it helps you to absorb more of the goodness. So I'm so glad that I've been at least doing that. So it feels like even though I was taking a weaker version of glutathione, just at least putting it rectally helped it get into my bloodstream. And the distilled water really helped. Some people say just replace all of your water with distilled water if you're taking lots of supplements, just to make sure that you have the best chance at absorption, especially if you're taking water soluble vitamins orally. But there are some risks to just replacing all of your water with distilled water. I'll let you guys look into that. I've chosen for myself, I drink about 30 ounces or more of distilled water. I make sure that I always take it when I'm taking my supplements. This is all going to change next week because I'm going to be making liposomal. In order to make liposomal glutathione or liposomal vitamin C, you need an ultrasonic cleaner. It's, I mean, a really good one. It's about $85. People have gotten away with paying $40, but what I noticed from just like reading reviews is most people kind of regretted it because like, hey, I need a bigger one, or I need one with more wattage. They almost always had buyer's regret, just because if you're making this to take, daily, they had to, make so many batches of it. It just was too time consuming. So just want to throw that in there. So I'm going to be buying one of the, $80 to $100 ones, but I still feel like I'm kind of saving money because I just saved so much by buying everything in bulk. I would have surely needed to use, probably over $120 just to buy my normal regular supply of glutathione if I would have stayed with the other brand. So I'm just using that same money and I'm investing it into getting this ultrasonic cleaner so I can make liposomal glutathione vitamin C. If you've heard about it, then you already know the benefits. I'll make a separate video explaining why I'm doing that. Just if you've never heard of anything like this and you're like, what's liposomal glutathione? It absorbs the supplement 6 to 7 times more than IV. So when you're reading about it, it's like reading about a science experiment. When I first read about it, I was like, well, I don't need that because I'm already getting it into the bloodstream rectally. But now that I'm on a better version of glutathione, it's just like I can't do it rectally anymore. And you really are missing out if you're just doing it orally. Like, oh, my results would have been so much slower if I was doing oral this whole time. I think for 1 week I did oral just because like I got oral. It sounds really weird. I got tired of doing it rectally like 3 times a day. It is kind of time consuming. It's not that time consuming, but anyways, I just got tired of it. So like for a week I was lazy and I took it orally and I could tell a difference in my skin. My skin was dingy or it wasn't as bright. So it definitely helps. But if you can't take it rectally because it causes discomfort and you have to go to the bathroom like right away, then just don't do it. So maybe look into making liposomal. Okay, this is about 21 minutes, so I should probably be cutting it short right about now. I feel like I've said everything. 2 months in, I also made some topicals. I made a MSM glutathione infused and milk thistle infused body oil. A lot of people make like MSM gel. I love oils. People make MSM oils for their hair and they've been having amazing results. So I was like, well, I like body oil, so I'm gonna make one for my body. I can't really make a cream. I don't know if I want to make a cream. So anyways, I have an oil. I've been using it on my body. I made a lip scrub with MSM and glutathione and honey and vitamin E. and I'm pretty happy. I have nothing on my lips right now, but I like, you know, it's trying to get there. It's only been a week since I've been using these topicals. So the only big change I've noticed, I don't know if you guys see any difference in my skin, but I told you about my hands, how much they've lightened up, and my feet. Oh, nipples. Nipples have gotten so light. I wish I could show you guys. They're so much lighter. If I could do a before and after and this wasn't YouTube, I definitely would. I'm really happy with the color. I've been doing the cream. I bought this cream, so I didn't make this cream, but I bought it maybe a month ago and I've been using it religiously. I'm so happy with it. So happy. You know what, I probably could get away with like showing you just like a little bit of, you know, the area, so you could at least get an idea of what the color's like in this shirt. Like, I don't know, YouTube would probably think it's just like a flower, like that's kind of the color, but I won't do it. But just want to let you guys know there's a big difference. I started off with like a lighter brown color nipple, so I'm very happy, very happy. They're lighter than my lips, let's put it that way. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go make another video about liposomal.